Hey guys, welcome to another video here with Queen City Reefs and more. It's time for this update, right? So here we are at the Red Sea Reefer E-260 Max. I've actually been showing you this tank for quite some time, but for quite some time it was out of service. I was not doing anything with this tank. I did not know which route I wanted to go with. I knew that I had a lot going on, or I have a lot going on with the Mega Matrix, with the Red Sea Peninsula, now with the mangrove tank that you saw on the previous video. But I figured that instead of trying to make something like, initially I was thinking that this could be an SPS tank or this could be an LPS tank. But I already have two of those, right? So I needed to do something different, something that will pique my interest, something that will keep me engaged in this tank. And I decided, as I mentioned in previous videos, in case you have not been watching my previous videos, I suggest that you do subscribe. You don't want to miss out. So this tank is a Red Sea Reefer E-260 Max. I initially had it set up. You can go back to some of my previous videos, but it's been out of service for quite some time. And that is because I did not know what direction to go with. There was a period of time where I tried to sell this. So I decided to go a different route. I love anemones. I love them. I love the different variations that there is. And so therefore I decided to make this an anemone tank. I'm gonna bring you closer here in a little bit, but right now I do actually have about 4 rainbow bubble tip anemones. And I have one that when I bought it, they called it a sunburst, but not like a Chicago or not like a Colorado or all these other type of sunburst names. He just said it was a sunburst. I can tell you that under Kessel's, it looked like it almost had that Chicago sunburst or Colorado sunburst coloration, but it was just very dim. It wasn't like that attractive one, but I was like, you know what, I like that. But here under these AIs, I am not able to bring out that color. Now, given that it's been a bit stressed because it was in quarantine for quite some time, so I'm still continuing that progress of keeping things in quarantine for at least 30 days. And so it was in quarantine for 30 days and it just wasn't looking the happiest in there, but it's actually looked like it's recouping while it's in here, so that's a good thing. The other 4, there was some time where these were not looking good at all. If you kept track of the videos that I put out, you'll know that these anemones, they were in the aqua top where I put the butterflies. These butterflies were the ones that were actually in my Mega Matrix and started eating, one of them started eating my SPS, and I decided to, and it also ate Aptasia, but my SPS were suffering, and I was like, you know what, no, I gotta take them out. So I took them out, put them in the aqua top with these anemones, and to my surprise, the Klein's butterfly did something that I just was having a hard time believing. He was eating these anemones. Now, I never saw a chunk come out or anything like that, but he was definitely pecking at them enough to get them to just shrink, shrivel up very little. And they moved from the top of the tank into a bottom crevice, but the butterfly was still able to get to it. What I'm trying to get at with that is that these anemones, when I put them in here, they weren't looking great. Now they were bubbling up, but they've actually faded in color a lot. But I can actually see that color coming right back. So we're on a good path here, a good track. I have 2 clownfish. They went through quarantine as well, and so they're now in this tank. They've been in this tank for, I want to say maybe 4 to 6 weeks now, and they have yet to have any interest in any of the anemones in here. So I noticed that while I was recording this that the lights went out, but I decided to turn the lights back on. And so you'll see 2 right there, 1 there, and this one has been on the move. It was actually on the rock and it got on the back glass, and now it moved over here, and it looks like now, well, just a second ago, it actually had half of its foot off the glass, but it looks like it's reattaching itself. So it is on the move, trying to find his home, I guess. And here is the little one that I was mentioning earlier. So this is the tank right here, pretty much. I decided to just go with a kind of an arch, a laying down arch, where if you see it from the side, you'll see the arch, and my goal, I think, is eventually find an anemone, a carpet anemone. I don't know, I want to get y'all's thoughts. I want to get a carpet anemone that will be front and center right there, maybe even 2 of different colors, but I don't know. It's still a thought. I'm not 100% sure. It all depends on the type of fish that are going to go in here. It's a small tank, so I want to make sure that I don't get fish that are too big for this. That's why I would have the 310 gallon for. But I'd like y'all's input. Where do y'all think I should go with this tank? I for sure want anemones. I am done with the rainbow tip. I'm thinking of a green one. I'm thinking of a black widow. And at some point or another, when the price comes down on them, I'm thinking of either a Colorado sunburst or a Chicago sunburst bubble tip anemone. So far, I mean, again, I haven't really done anything other than clean the skimmer. I was able to find the part that I needed. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the little rubber gasket that goes in here, I lost it and I wasn't able to get the right setting for the air input because of that, but I was able to find that, and this is creating some right now. I guess it's low. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these pumps. So as you can see, I have them both pointed one way and it's creating bubbles and it's creating the sand to, you know, blow away in the middle. But then if I do that, if I point it a different way, they don't have a lot of movement where I can put them. So I've thought of going maybe with a VCA device, those 3D printed VCA devices, Vivid Creation something, I believe. Where they create that random flow, and I'm thinking of adding some of those so that it can generate some random flow in here. I don't know, being that it's going to be in an anemone tank, I don't know if I really want to put some power heads. If I do, it might be like maybe 2 Nero 3s, some small ones, and maybe create some flow that way. But for now, I mean, there's some flow, just not a lot. So definitely want y'all's thoughts. I do have the same 20 gallon ATO in there, which gives me at least 2 to 3 weeks of time before I have to refill it. If there's anything specific that you'd like to know about this tank, definitely leave it in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to either make another video to answer that question or just answer your question in the comments. All right, well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. That will be it for this episode. I will see y'all next week. Please make sure that if you're not subscribed, you hit that subscribe button, you hit that like button, you leave a comment below, and I will catch you all on the next one.